Welcome to today's new moon class. This is an exciting class that we get to do when there's a new moon. And a new moon is a doorway into a new season, a new cycle. And I am especially excited to do this flow with you. As being female, I share a similar cycle with the moon. The moon has a monthly, its cycle is about a month long, just like myself. And I love that connection that God has created a major force in nature to validate a force of a cycle that is within myself as a female. And it's just so validating to see all these different reminders throughout nature that my own cycles are divine, are of God. And just as a full moon is a very energetic space, a new moon is a time that we can enter into this new space. And I love the image of a doorway, like this door just cracking open, and you get to see this new space, this new adventure. But just as you are cracking open a doorway into this unknown, into this new cycle, there's just barely some light there. If you imagine that new moon, it's just the very edge of the moon that's shining its glorious light on us. And so we're going to begin today's class on a bolster. We're going to go ahead and sit on it. It's just going to help take a little bit of pressure from our hips. And you can use pillows, like sturdy blankets. It's just going to help release just a little bit of that tension in this joint right here. And if you'll go with me and just place your palms on your knees, allow those shoulders just to relax side to side, and allow those eyes to drift shut. And maybe you are outside, maybe you're underneath that new moon, or maybe you have seen the new moon today or yesterday, and you have that image of that slither of light. And just form that image in your mind's eye right now. I love that the moon reflects the light of the sun. And so when we see the amount of the moon lit up, it's got a lot to do with its where it's facing the sun and how the sun is being able to shine on it. It can reflect that light. But regardless of how much of the moon's light we see, it's always reflecting the same light, the light of the sun. And so as we move today, we're going to go into some different postures, and the idea is to allow those cracks of light to come through our body, just like when we see that new moon, that new light, that just slither on the edge. We're going to imagine just that edge of our body opening and expanding and allowing that light to seep out. A mantra that I wanted to share with you today that might be helpful is I honor my own process. I honor my own process. So at this new moon, we're all in different stages. We all have different perspective, different feelings and emotions. And it's not a race. Not a race to who can become the most bright and full the fastest. It's just an experience. And so I honor my own process. We're going to start with sending our arms all the way above our head. Interlock your fingers, point the 2 pointer fingers, and then reach the gaze up as your pointer fingers are going back, just starting with this little back bend. And then just imagine your belly and your chest is that edge of the moon, and light is just slightly seeping out. Just bursting slightly out from the edge, reflecting the light of the sun. And then coming back, your gaze comes forward. Interlock all your fingers, send your hand behind your head, and open the heart. Now, right in between your clavicle, just imagine a crack of light coming out. As your elbows reach to the sides on those exhales, just that light seeping from your heart space. Opening that doorway into this new cycle. And then bringing your gaze back up. Bring your hands all the way around, placing them on the knees. We're going to drop the right ear over to the right shoulder. Again, imagine this side neck being that edge of the moon. As you exhale and drop the ear further to the right, just imagine light seeping out from the edges on the left side. Rolling your head down to the center and coming up to the other side, left ear to left shoulder. And cracking open. Hi, hi, hi. Just imagine that light seeping out the edges, rolling the chin to your chest, coming up through the middle. We're going to now do a figure 8 with our head. You can do it with your eyes closed or open. It apparently is really good for your eye health, so if that's important to you, keep your eyes open. But it can feel kind of really delicious and mystical when your eyes are closed. Basically, we're just creating a figure 8 with our head. So we're gonna roll over to the right, then go up to the back, down through the center, and then over to the left. And it's nice and slow. Apparently it's like good for your brain too. I'm not quite sure how that works, but I will take anything that's good for my brain. Kind of feels like you're on a bit of a roller coaster. It's yummy and exhilarating all at the same time. And if you open your eyes, you look a little bit like a weirdo, but it's supposed to be really good for your eye health, so maybe give it a try if that's something you're interested in. Or you can just shut those eyes and go. I'm gonna do a few more times. You can just add some vocal exhales. It's just gonna generate a little bit of energy and it kind of feels fun. A little bit dizzy, but mostly just fun. And you just feel all of this energy going up throughout your body. And then gently bring your chin down. Woo! Open your eyes. And for me, I just feel this swirling energy. And it makes me smile. Maybe it makes you smile too. But almost like this invitation of what can be. This energy, what can it do for you? Just like that new moon is just a slight tease of what's to come. That light is just teasing you of the bright, glorious capacity that is in its future. So we're going to go ahead and come off of our block. Our bolster. And we're going to go ahead and just scooch that off to the side. And we're tucking our toes. And we're going to go into a little bit of a camel, just pretty intense back bend. So depending on the type of movement you've done today, just be super kind with yourself. We're going up, we're zipping our legs together, squeezing our bottom, placing our palms on the top of our bum cheeks. Fingers are just draping over. And then elbows are reaching back, shoulders roll back into your back space, puff up your heart, and then send your hips forward as you're reaching back. Oh, wow, how fun. And just imagine the crack from like your belly button all the way up through your chest, through your nose, the crown of your head. That's where that light is peeping through. Whoa, hello. And we're gonna come up. Oh la la, yikes, how fun is that? Okay, and we're gonna do a nice counter stretch and find that cat. Draw the navel in, the light is piercing from your spine. Wow, oh, and softening. Oh, knees to the edges, toes together. Let's find a nice child's pose. All the way down. coming up. We're gonna do some circles. So keep your knees nice and wide, and we're circling to the left, to the front, to the right, and back. So we're just going around. You might hear like some popping in your joints. It's really normal. If anything hurts, back off. But if something feels kind of intense or really sore or tender, that's really normal. And we're gonna go the other direction. One direction will just feel more natural and kind of loose and luscious, and one side just tends to feel kind of a bit more clunky. Just kind of recognize what that is for you today, and it can change like every day. We're not always the same, which is amazing and also frustrating. Just shifting side to side. And we're gonna come on up into a malasana. So you can use your bolster again if you want. Our toes are pointing out, our knees are going over our toes, and we're sinking our hips down toward the bolster. You can also get some blocks. If you don't have a lot of range, you could stack the blocks nice and high. So you'll be like up here, totally great. I'm pressing my elbows into my knees, hands to prayer, rolling the shoulders back as I puff my heart forward. Yummy. And I'm just imagining that light coming up through my center as I'm lifting my gaze. Just opening that doorway to this new cycle, this new moon. What possibilities are in your future? Okay, from here, we're going to get into a frog, which is so exciting and intense. So we're gonna go ahead, use our bolster. We're bringing it right here, and we're gonna try and get our knees on the edges of the bolster. Now, if you get into it, you don't like using the bolster, just get rid of the bolster, no biggie. We're gonna reach our knees to the edges, and then they're gonna come on off, maybe, depending on how much range you have. And then I'm sinking my butt back, and I'm going down to my elbows. This is pretty intense. Wowza, hello, hips. And we are just gonna soften into this space, preparing space for this new cycle. Just imagine that door opening to new possibilities. On those exhales, maybe you drop your chin to your chest, hanging forward, heavy, heavy head. Anywhere that you feel sore or tight or constricted, that's the area you want to imagine that light seeping out of or escaping. Those are the spaces. Just imagine that light pushing through the darkness and creating a little bit of length, a little bit of light. Let's do 2 more breaths here. Last one. And bringing your hands up. Oh, wow, how wonderful. Bring your knees together. We're just gonna reach your hands around the heels, drop your chin down to the bolster, a little bit of a rabbit. If you want, you can extend your butt a little bit high. And then lower down. Slowly coming up. Yay. We're gonna finish our practice going on our back. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna lay this down, laying our spine along the bolster. Wow, love it. And we're gonna extend the left leg, and then just bring the right knee into your chest, wrapping your hands around. Oh, hello. Now keeping the right hand wrapped, left hand's reaching out to the side just to kind of balance you. And you're gonna just gently bring it to the side. Not too much because you'll roll off the bolster. That could be kind of fun. But we're just kind of bracing ourselves with our left hand here. And now switching sides, left hand wraps, right arm comes down, and you're just gently bringing it slightly across the body, but not much. And just imagine a little bit of light escaping from this hip crease. And lowering down. Extend that leg. Shift side to side. We'll do it on the other side. We're gonna wrap both hands around, bringing it in. Oh, hello, lovely hip. Extend the right arm out. Gently bring the knee slightly to the left on an angle, but you don't want to roll off the bolster. Switching sides, right hand wraps around, left hand extends, and we gently bring the knee across the body, just gently across the midline, not far. And wherever you feel that tension, that tightness, that's where you want to send all that light. Just imagine it piercing through and lowering down. Yeah. Opening your arms side to side. And you can either finish your practice in this Shavasana, or if you would like to do a butterfly, you can bring your feet together and the knees are just falling to the side, just as if they're two butterfly wings. Keep your arms out if that feels nourishing. You can place your hands in your hip creases. That can feel quite grounding. Or you can just lay them on the sides of the floor next to you. We're just going to remind ourselves to honor our own process. Honor your cycle. Honor your own way of doing things, of being, the things that nourish and soothe your soul, your spirit, your body. You know that. You don't need other people to tell you. I invite you to get quiet, to learn those things for yourself, and to step into the courage of honoring those things, honoring your own process. Remembering that that moon always reflects the light of the sun. What is the source of your light? Even when you're reflecting just a slither of it, what is the source? Where is it coming from? Is it a source you can rely on? Is it a source that's constant? That is unconditional? On your next exhale, gently bring your knees in, plant your feet. Reach your hands around your thighs, chin to chest, and gently come on up. Maybe just take a moment here, nice long spine. And turning and finding a nice, easy seat. Bringing your hands to heart. Relaxing those shoulders. I love how in nature, things don't apologize. When the moon is new, it's not up there saying, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm giving off such a little bit of light today. Oh, please forgive me. It's not apologizing to us. It's honoring its cycle, its process. And it is what it is in each stage of its cycle. I'm really grateful for that constant reminder to honor my own cycle, my own process, my own new moon, my own new beginning, whatever that might be. And to create enough space for it to be real, to be honored, and to be validated. So if you need someone to validate you, this is me validating you and encouraging you to honor your new moon, your process. Thanks for practicing with me. Namaste.